Hey friends, today we are making the best damn pot roast that I have ever tried. This is one of the new recipes that I'm testing out for your barefoot neighbor for his new cookbook in 2025. The pot roast I have already made, he has already posted about it, so there's full permission there. The whole thing starts, you're gonna pre-salt or dry brine your meat. So 24 hours before you're gonna cook it, you're gonna salt it and either put it on a rack or put it on a plate directly into your refrigerator and just let it sit. What that pre-salting or dry brining does, it pulls the moisture out, it absorbs that salt, and then it reabsorbs into the meat. So it makes it flavorful all the way through and it makes it really tender. I am not a big pot roast fan, but this is my second time making it in a month because it's that good. So I had to share this with you guys. Okay, so we're starting out with 1 chuck roast, 2.5, 3.5 pounds. So we want to season our flour before we dredge our meat. So let's start with about 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon each of salt and pepper, and then a teaspoon each of onion and garlic powder. For this recipe, you've got to use a Dutch oven, or you should use a Dutch oven. I have my Martha Stewart 7-quart. It's in my Walmart storefront if you're looking for one. I've had this over a year. I've tested it at least 50 times. This thing is fantastic. Okay, so you're gonna take some type of neutral oil. I'm using canola oil, and you just want enough oil to coat the bottom of your Dutch oven. Let's get to dredging. All the sides, we wanna flavor everything. All right, so you want 3 ribs of celery cut into 1/2 inch pieces. You want 3 large carrots cut into 1.5 inch pieces. 1 large onion simply cut into chunks. All right, so I put my meat in, got a good sizzle going. I wanna make sure that I'm getting every side for about 4 to 5 minutes. You wanna see that big brown flavor. All right, so we're cooking our meat on medium high just to get that big brown, to get that sear, and then we're gonna transfer it to a plate and let it sit while we build our sauce. And that is gonna start as soon as I take my meat out. I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of butter and my vegetables in. All right, our vegetables have been going for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna add in 10 cloves of garlic and 1 4.5 ounce tube of tomato paste. So we just want that tomato paste to caramelize and get some color on it, and then we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon paste. We've added our bouillon and our Worcestershire. Let's deglaze our pan with 1 cup of red wine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it back up just a little bit, bring it to a boil, bring it to a simmer, and then we're gonna let it reduce by half. It usually only takes a few minutes and you can see it start to thickening up. Our red wine has reduced by half. I'm gonna add in 3 cups of beef broth. We've added our beef broth. Let's put our meat back in, including all those juices, and we want to nestle it down in there. Now we need a couple of bay leaves and then a couple sprigs of rosemary or thyme. All the steam escapes is going to dry out your meat. So put a piece of tin foil down first. We're going to do 275 for about 3 hours. Ooh la la. It's been going for 3 hours. We're gonna take our meat out of the juices, which you can see it's just falling apart. All right, we're gonna put this on the stove top, bring it back to a boil. I've mushed together 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. We're gonna do a little thickening agent in there. All right, back on the stove top. Took out my thyme. I'm not gonna shred it all the way. I mean, you can see it's literally just falling apart. That is so soft and tender and flavorful. It's absolutely amazing. It's so good, y'all. Our butter flour, we brought it back up to a boil, whisked everything in. Let's add our meat back in. All right, I took my cheat from the store and bought some mashed potatoes. Good chunks on there. All right, here we go. A little meat, Little mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm telling you, you absolutely have to try this pot roast. It's so good. Dinner's at 6. Don't be late.